How good morning and how are you, faithful? Captain Niner coming to you with your Captain and Coffee morning report for February 4th, 2025. And well, there's really not much to talk about. Obviously, if you were paying attention to anything yesterday, there was one big thing that came up yesterday. So obviously, we're going to get into it. A little bit of some goat news. We're talking about Jerry, and some good news that is also goat related when it comes to this show, morning podcast, and me in general. So let's just get into it. So obviously, the big stuff that came out from yesterday was the fact that Myles Garrett, reigning defensive NFL Player of the Year, has asked for a trade to be out of Cleveland. And to be honest with you, I would too. Between their quarterback situation and everything else that they've got going on over there, I mean, it's just a complete mess. They're not going to be good for probably years. From what you know, what I mean, it's just with Watson and all that issue. They're just such a disheveled franchise. I feel bad for the Browns fan base when they first talked about the Watson contract and everything. I was like, ooh, that's terrible. But you know what? So basically, Garrett's come out and he's talked about what he wants to win championships, and he knew that, and he's kind of realized that staying in Cleveland is not going to do that, especially with like I said, with everything going on. They just can't figure out quarterbacks. Goes back to what we're talking about here a little bit later. When you got a quarterback, even one who has deficiencies, but you have one who can play, you keep that person. So, obviously, so he's talking about, obviously, as you can see by the picture there. Wow, my nose is itchy all of a sudden. One of the most logical place, even according to a lot of NFL pundits, is the fact that the most obvious place for him to go is San Francisco. We've got the money. We've got we're a team built to win right now. So all of that thing makes sense for him. He's got 2 years left on his contract, which, by the way, if you look at his contract is very, very nice. In fact, we'll go ahead and jump over to the next slide so we can talk about it. So according to Dave Lombardi, now this is where I'm not a perfect draft analyst or contract analyst or anything like that, so I don't understand it completely. But so for right now, his cap hit would be about $6.3 million. Now, I know his salary is like $19 million, but I also know you can offset some of that by doing bonuses and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to get it. I don't know. I don't completely understand contracts or anything like that. So the way I understand it is that through bonuses and everything else, he will make upwards of about $19 million. But the only cap hit he will hit, or he will hit against San Francisco, will be $6.5 million. If that alone means you throw the bank at this. This means you get 2 years off of this man. You put him side by side with Bosa. This defense, if we're going to continue to run the wide nine defense, this defense runs best when you've got the horses up front to do it. You put Nick Bosa on one side, Myles Garrett the other side. Then you draft a bunch of young guys in the middle to just let them go. You have everything, all gas, no break. Again, the wide nine defense does not work unless you've got the thoroughbreds up front to run it properly. This puts it in an amazing defensive line. I mean, just those two alone, and then you can fill up the middle. That's just pressure coming everywhere. Like who are you gonna double? You can't double both Bosa and Garrett. You're gonna have to take your point. To that point, Bosa's not even the best defensive end on the field anymore. Garrett is miles above what Bosa is. Look, I love Bosa. I love everything he does. Bosa does not have anything to hold to how good Myles Garrett is. So he immediately becomes the second best lineman on the team. Now, one of the questions is, what are you willing to give up? Me, I would give up 2 first-round draft picks. If you're telling me if Myles Garrett plays up to his potential for 2 years, that to me is completely worth it. Now, I don't think it's going to take 2 first-round draft picks, but I would be willing to give up first round. Like I particularly like this draft, this one, a try possibility with the 11th pick and then consecutive 2 third-round draft picks. I would have absolutely no problem with that sort of a trade. Hell, I'm even willing to throw a couple players in there. You want a Debo? Sure, have Debo. You guys want a BAA? Maybe not this BA thing. But I'm willing to throw other players involved to get this done. Again, if they want to take a first and you change those 2 thirds to seconds, I would even be okay with that. I want this deal done. I don't give a damn anything else. If we are going to, we also remember we also sort of did the same thing with Khalil Mack. He was being traded away from the Raiders. We actually offered more than what the Bears did for Khalil Mack, but obviously Mr. Davis doesn't like us, so he decided to trade it to the Bears instead of to us. Even though we gave them more as far as draft capital, and we had another player in that trade as well. I don't remember exactly who it was that we did that, but like I said, we did have more than what they were going for. So again, I would give absolutely anything to give Myles Garrett. Like I said, there's also the possibility. A lot of people said, "Would you flip Brock Purdy for Myles Garrett?" Yes, I would do that right now. As big of a person as I am with Brock Purdy and everything like that, Brock Purdy is still learning, and he could become that person that carries a team. Right now, Myles carries a team. You put him on that defense, that defense goes to a level unknown to man, kind of a thing. So I would have no problem. If they wanted to straight up Brock for him, I'm down with that as well. All right, so let's move on to the next one. We've even got Demo out there. You know, Demo don't give a damn. He will go out there and recruit everybody. A couple of weeks ago, he was out there recruiting Max Crosby. Now we've got him out there. He's out there recruiting Myles Garrett as well. What type of animal do you want to be? We got hyenas, bears, lions, and gorillas. Obviously, him being the hyena, Nick Bosa being the bear, and Trent Williams being the gorilla / silverback. Now, I didn't get it at the time, but it just hit me that he was one with the whole lions and bears and tigers. Oh my! Because there's a lion part on there, and I kept thinking, I was racking my brain all night, like, who the hell is the lion? And then I saw something, or somebody was trying to say that it was Fred Warner. I'm like, no, Fred's the predator because of his dreads and everything like that. But no, so I think they're talking about either him being the lion or somebody else. I just don't know. So if anybody knows who has the lion theme on the team, let me know. But I'm gonna say we call him a moose. Myles Garrett is a big old dude, and you know what animal never gets fucked with? No animal ever fucks with a moose. You know why? Have you guys ever seen a moose? A moose would whoop your ass. The only thing that fights a moose is another moose. They are massive. They are powerful, and nobody fucks with them. All right, so that's enough of the Myles Garrett for today. So for this one, we are going to transition to what Jerry Rice, the GOAT, remember that GOAT, talked about with Brock Purdy. They need to get it done now. They don't want any distractions this year. I think they learned their lesson from last year. The best thing, if you feel Brock Purdy is the quarterback of the Niners, get it done now. Don't let it linger in the training camp and all that. 100%. This needs to be done as soon as possible. I'm talking about, like, I would personally like to have seen it done by the Super Bowl. Obviously, I don't think that's going to happen. But before, it needs to be done probably at the latest before the draft. Get it done. Get it over with. If we're really going to move forward with Brock Purdy, let's not have this bullshit things that we do with most of our players where we let it linger. We wait till the last second, a couple of days before camp or anything like that, to where all the narrative around camp is, is Joe Blow going to show up? Is he going to hold out? How is it going to affect this guy and this guy and this guy? Let's not do that. Just get it done. Whatever the cost is, if you honestly want Purdy here, get it done. And even if it's a shorter deal. There's been reports that he's going to take they're offering, or maybe he wants a shorter deal, like 3 years type of, like a prove it deal. And then he can go out and, by the time he's like 26, 27 kind of a thing, and then go out and just get like a huge contract because he's literally going to be, in his prime and everything like that. I'm not against that either. But yeah, so Jerry's definitely saying a lot of things, saying the same thing me and a lot of other people saying, get this deal done one way or the other. Figure it out. If Rock wants to sit here and play the 5th year, let him play the 5th year. Just get one way or the other, make a decision. And the reason why I'm being purposely looking for something for GOAT for today is because today, or yesterday I should say, I got affiliated with GOAT Fuel Sports Energy, which is a Jerry Rice backed fuel energy drink. So if you guys are ever going to be buying some of that GOAT fuel, I will put a link down in the bio and in all my videos in general. That way, if you guys are going to buy some, make sure to buy some through my link. Saves you 10%, puts a little bit of money in my pocket, and everybody is happy. So yeah, thank you very much to Jerry and everybody at the GOAT Fuel for letting me be affiliate of them. Hopefully we can make some money doing off of this. But until then, looks like we've got about 10 minutes before that Fantastic Four trailer drops, and I really want to be able to watch that. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Me and TJ will be on today for Niner Faithful Radio at 4:30. 4:30, between 4:30 and 5. I think he says he has a late appointment he has to try and knock out. And we will be going everything. I'm sure that the Myles Garrett thing will come up. Brock's contract will come up. A few other things. Basically like a weekly review type of thing that we're going to be doing for everything 49ers. So again, make sure to watch us today, 4:30 on Niner Faithful Radio. Thank you very much. Until then, everybody, Fa Fita Te Lava, one love.